Well, hey there, folks. When you go on a cruise, you expect to go to the buffet and eat all sorts of good and differing foods and a lot of it, don't you? But when you go on a Disney cruise, you expect it to kind of have a theme. Well, today we're going to talk about Marceline Market and the decorations and the things that are on the wall and the things that are around Marceline Market when you go to it. Well, Marceline Market is the buffet on the new Disney Wish cruise ship. It's on the 11th deck on the aft end of the ship. And when you walk around it, you'll see lots of theming, really lots more theming than the similar cabanas that you'll see on all the other ships. Marceline Market really did step that up. Well, in this video, we're going to show you some of the things to Marceline Market and around Marceline Market and on the walls when a crowd was not in the actual buffet. Something that you kind of miss when you go in the buffet, because most of the time you're thinking about, I need to get in there, I need to get my food, I need to get eating. So this is the entrance on the left side of Marceline, the little hallway that goes back. I've already shown you this, but I'll show it to you again and a couple more times as well. These are the light fixtures that look like flower pots upside down that they have LED lights inside. Here's some of the tapestry going inside of this hallway, as well as some of the signs. You can see these various things, the cupcake area here, the other area, flowers, and you'll see this kind of relates to some of the rooms that you'll see inside. Again, nobody's in here right now. We're just showing you the various areas. Here's the entrance on the left side of one of the little rooms you can go into and eat. You can see the Remy, the Ratatouille background there on the side, and there's one on the other side as well. But as you walk in, you see this broom and this horse and these types of items. Here you see other tools, and what these are toy makers tools that they have scattered about in this given room. Also throughout, be looking for the hidden Mickeys, like up in the corner. These are throughout the Marceline Market.
What do we have here?
Now as you go into the back of this room where you can eat, you see this violin. This violin is fairly intricate. When you look at the top of it here, you can see an animal. It may be, who knows what it is, kind of looks like a seal or something of that nature. But then you can go over to the left and see the sheet music for When You Wish Upon a Star, which is kind of cool. That is from Pinocchio, of course. On the other side, you will see the sheet music of Give a Little Whistle, also from Pinocchio. Something that unless you ate back here, you would miss out on all of the various little decorations and things they're showing you. Love these light shades. Love the way the different rooms have different lighting. And this is one of them, those cool old light shades as well. On the wall over here in one of the rooms, we're still in this eating area. We see these old cuckoo clocks. Of course, you think of cuckoo clocks, and that's something that perhaps a toy maker or a clock maker would make. I'm going to walk back over there again and take a little closer look at them. You'll see maybe what would be a Saint Bernard with its barrel around its neck. You'll also see all the other little animals, the little rabbit there, the owl, and the people that would be in these clocks. All very cool props, but all around the concept of a toy maker or a clock maker. When you make that turn, you're then going to see a grouping of toys up there that a toy maker would make, featuring up in the upper right hand corner, of course, Pinocchio. Because overall this room, or these two rooms, appear to be featuring the Pinocchio cartoon and movie. You see here handmade toys and more. It never does say Pinocchio, but what it does say is toy maker, and it leads you to that movie. Also here between the actual buffet area and this eating area, you will see all of these, including Figaro there. That is also from Pinocchio, as well as other features. I'm sure there's other things in here that I have not pointed out correctly that you all will be able to cherry pick out. Down low, that appeared to be a version of Pinocchio or some form of a wooden doll as well as all these other things. Again, if you didn't have the opportunity just to stop and look, you would never really know that's there. Most of the time you're going in, rushing in to get your food at the buffet, sit down and rush back up and get it again. But I'm glad we had this chance to just walk in and see. Now when you turn this corner on the left side, again, you'll see the light fixtures have changed. No one was there eating at this time. It was outside of that period, but you'll see those light fixtures are a little bit different. This room is a little bit different at this point. Over there is where you can go get your drinks. This is the little table where you can just sit up there if you wanted to drink your coffee or have a little drink. The little hidden Mickeys are up there. Throughout, you'll see those little areas where those are located. Some props over here of like the sugar and the flour and the various things that you need to be able to bake and bake bread. There's some cast iron skillets there that would be leading you down that path as well. As you get towards the end of this first little room, you see these little items that you would need to like go into the oven and pick up pizzas or pick up big loaves of bread. Again, that theme of baking bread appears to be something big in that first room. The second room, again, look at the lights. Those lights are again different. Amazingly different. This is the flower room. It says flowers, meaning not the flour you cook with, but the flowers you would pick. And that seems to be the theme of this room. Much like when you saw the tapestries going in, it talked of flowers on one of them. That's what we're looking at here as well. You're getting near the back edge of the buffets here. When you get to the very corner of this area of the buffet, what you see over there are the doors that lead you to outside where you can go and take your food outside to eat when you come into the buffet. Notice again those light fixtures made of upside down flower pots with the flowers in them and the LED lights. So this is the back portion, and here it's fresh. Fresh produce is what is discussed right here. But what you see back here in the fresh fare area normally is your seafood, your fresh seafood, your crab legs, your shrimp that you can get back in this portion. I'm glad they put it at the very back of this portion of the ship instead of on the sides. Now over here, these appear to be weather vanes. Their significance right here in this area, I'm not 100% unless you're just talking about fresh air, being in a fresh area. Over here, it looks like you're in the garden with your various vegetables and fruits and herbs located right there. So now you know we're at another point we're going to turn and we can see those flower pots again. I'm sure a lot of you are looking at those going, I could do that at home. That's just kind of like we thought along the way as well. So we're going back around. If you're on the normal day, you would come in here, you would start seeing the same foods that you saw on the other side. But notice one thing key here. Notice those light fixtures, which appear to be the old milk jars that you would see back in the old days when they would deliver milk to you. You can still get it in some stores, but that's an interesting thing as well. Maybe you could put juices in there or something as well, because when you get back to this corner, instead of a flower room, what we have here is Wicked Witch orchards. Makes you think of the Wicked Witch in Snow White and the fact that she had the apple. As we make the corner to the next little room of where food would be and where you could sit, this is going to be themed, I believe this one, to Ratatouille. Even though I walked by it and had to come back to it, here we are walking back to it. This is the recipe for Ratatouille, as well as the chef's little hat and the spoon that would be used. Kind of a couple of things, again, if you ran out to get your food, you would miss these little props based on Disney movies that they have actually placed throughout this area of Marceline Market. Just walked over to the side here. I always love being able to sit up there. I'm not the biggest on buffets post-COVID, but this room had a lot of seating around the edge. There wasn't a lot all the way around, but as you can see here, you could either sit right beside that window, or if you were sitting the row out, you weren't really that far away from that view of the ocean as you would go along in this little room. So kind of a cool spot to stop and eat. I think you can tell there were a lot of stations for drinks and such. Oh, I love this right here. This right here makes you think of Ratatouille, of the flour and such, but down here's anyone can cook. I love this. Of course, that is from Ratatouille. Ratatouille, when he ran out of the house with all the other rats there in the beginning, he had that over his head running. Love that book is there. French cooking books as well. All of the bowls, all of the utensils. Again, Ratatouille is big in this room. I love that we took the time to come in here and look at that and see. So we're going to leave out at the other side of Marceline Market, where you can also see the Ratatouille neon there. Only want to eat the good stuff as well as the the Marceline Market. But where we're going to walk into now is the last little eating room. There's no food. This is kind of like the one on the other side that was the toy maker. But this is going to be a room related to the inventor. Instead of Pinocchio, this one is going to be based on Beauty and the Beast, which when you come to this window and look at it, or this set of shelves up top, you can see what is going to represent Lumiere, as well as Cogsworth, as well as all of the other things perhaps related to Beauty and the Beast, a subtle way of looking at it and what an inventor might be using, kind of like what the toy maker was using on the other side as well. When you get to the very top and you go over to the right, it kind of makes you think of, okay, that looks like Chip and Mrs. Potts, as well as some other things in this given room. An excellent way, again, to have that subtle Disney in this environment. We were not able to go all the way to the back, but you can see this one represents Maurice's Mechanical Marvels. I wish I could go all the way to the back, because I'm sure that there is something back in that room, but they were doing work in this given day, so we were not able to stay there. Now, between the two, there's this coffee shop. A very nice addition as compared to the other joints. You can see here that there is Alice in Wonderland drawings contained therein. Then here's where you can go get your wonderful coffee if you want that coffee that's going to cost you a little bit extra, kind of like Starbucks on the ship. You can come right here and get it in the mornings. And then as you move right along again, you're going to see some more Alice in Wonderland drawings as well contained right here. But a good spot, a good addition that is not in cabanas on the other ships. It's in addition to things such as the Cove Cafe, which was a little hard to get to on the Wish, so this was definitely a nice addition. Well, this is us leaving out the backside of Marceline. You can see Farm Fresh Produce, what was contained in the back room, Wicked Witch Orchards, which you could also see, as well as Anyone Can Cookery, that front room where the Ratatouille was represented in that one. Then on this other side that we're leaving on, you can also see the tapestry related to Marceline Market. So folks, overall, that's our walkthrough of Marceline. If you have the chance, take the time to just walk through, look at all of the little references to movies. I'm sure there's a lot more there that we did not show you, but I highly encourage you to take the time during one of those off times when it's not breakfast or lunch, where you can walk in, maybe get you some coffee or get you a Coke, and just take a walk around Marceline. So folks, until next time, happy meandering.